We got voted by a few people just because of the distance thing. And the most ironic thing is, a lot of them broke up because Manchester to London is apparently too far.
Australia, man.
I would say the only other ick is the fact that we didn't all form like really good friendships. I think that was really disappointing.
What's your pick?
Absolutely everything. I think she's the girl of my dreams and I love her to bits.
Hey guys, welcome back to another season of Charlize's Private Story. This new series is going to be so good because I'm so excited to share even more about my world as I keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on in my life and spill even more tea. If you're new here, I'm a content creator with a passion for all things beauty and fashion, and I love to overshare and tell you guys a bit too much, so on this podcast you can expect things about my relationships, friendships and even more. And every week I'm joined by other influencers, celebrities, my own family members and friends to talk all about the latest gossip, their picnics and their very own private stories. And I want you guys to keep getting involved just like you did last season, so please make sure to keep sending in your latest stories, questions and dilemmas for us to work through in this judgment-free zone. So welcome back to my private story. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Charlize's Private Story with me. Today I have got two guests that I've wanted on for ages because I've known them for a while now. I've got Jessie and Will. Hey guys. How are you?
Yeah,
We're good.
Really good, thank you.
You've been everywhere recently. We're going to get into this. So if people wouldn't necessarily know who you were, could you give a little introduction, please?
Well, I'm Jessie, so I'm from Australia and I went on Love Island UK last year and that's where I met this one.
Yeah, and I'm Will and I've got Jessie trapped on the farm so she can't leave anymore.
No, literally, it's been like a year. I can't believe it's only been a year.
Man,
I know.
about a year and a
feel
half now. Yeah.
Has it been a year and a half?
About a year and a half.
It literally feels like so much longer. I feel like it's been like a lifetime of you two together now.
We can't even
believe
remember
it.
our lives without each other.
Honestly, literally. When Jessie goes away with work or travels away, I'm literally stuck in the house and I'm like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I don't know. I'm just like a
He
lost
just goes to the
puppy.
sheep. He's like, what do I do? I'm going to play with the dog.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my God. So yeah, Will's a farmer. Jessie, you lived in Australia. I find this crazy how like you've kind of adapted your life massively. But you met on Love Island season 9?
I think so, yeah.
It was season 9. How was that kind of experience for you as a whole?
It was wild.
Weird. Do you know what? I generally just think Love Island is like a social experiment.
Yeah.
Because you go in, your phones are taken away, time's taken away, and you're just put in with random people, forming connections with.
I think it's funny as well because people forget that you had a following before you went in. So like, I already knew who Will was because I've seen you on my For You page being like, how to shave a sheep's farm.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like everyone kind of knew who Will was going in, and you'd already been on a previous season.
Yeah, so I was Love Island Australia season 2, which was years ago, so I never thought I'd ever go on a Love Island again.
No. So how did that kind of come about?
It was so random. So I was just on holiday in Bali and my producer from Love Island Australia reached out to me and I think it was like 4 years later.
Wow.
And he just said, are you still single? And I was like, yes. And he said, I've got something for you. And he just asked me if I wanted to go on Love Island UK. So I personally think when they casted Will, they knew that we'd be a good match. I actually think
Matchmakers.
that was matchmaking, yeah.
Was you wasn't original cast though, was you? You come in as bombshell.
I came in as a bombshell, I think, end of week 1.
Week 1, yeah, it was about a week. Yeah.
Did you you didn't have a connection with anyone before, did you?
I was just there on good vibes, to be quite honest. Like, I remember I was getting pulled in by producers and like, come on, this is Love Island, you have to talk to people, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do right now. And then luckily Jessie was put in and...
How was the kind of difference of doing Australia and then UK? Was there a big difference?
It was so different. And I think one of the things that was most different was me.
Right.
Because the first time I did it, I was 23. I just turned 23. This time I was 26. So frontal lobe had developed.
Yeah.
No,
I was
literally.
like,
I
so
didn't
much
know
more
this is
smart.
a thing.
Yeah.
Apparently 25, frontal lobe develops and...
I don't even know that. What does
It's
that
literally
do?
like the front part of your brain, pretty much, that just helps you with like your decision making. Pretty much as a woman, like your brain is fully developed. So you just can make decisions so much more better. And
so you felt more mature going into it
so much more. Like, it was just a completely different experience.
Because my sister loved you.
Really?
Like when you was on Australia, they were freaking out when she walked through as a bombshell. They were like, no way, I've never watched Love Island Australia. I need to watch it because it's meant to be have you watched it since?
I haven't watched my seasons, but I have watched other ones. And I'm like friends with other Love Island Australian people. So
they are meant to be crazy.
Yeah, no, it was. Well, I was so much more wild on Love Island Australia because I was so much more young. I was a full country girl, lived in Tasmania, which is like an island at the bottom of Australia.
Right.
Literally grew up like just quad bikes in the bush, hanging out with my family. So even like staying in a hotel was a big deal for me because like we got to stay in a hotel before we went into the villa. So back then I just thought Love Island was the coolest thing, and I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing, like free food, you know, a pool, and I was having the time of my life. But then this time obviously it was a lot different because I was like a lot more mature and I'd grown up a lot. So,
and from the series that you've not just come off of, but the more recent one, is there anyone that you're still really close with other than obviously yourselves?
Not really, to be quite honest. I wouldn't say so.
I don't even remember who was in your series.
So I saw Sammy the other day. We love Sammy.
Oh yeah.
Tanya.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember.
Yeah, Shaq.
Yeah,
but I feel like you guys all kind of separated. Like no one's really that close anymore.
Nah, do you know what? I just came off the show and just went back to the farm, and then my priorities were the farm and Jessie, to be quite honest. And it was like I feel like a few people when we came off the show just had different views of what they wanted to do. Like I didn't really want to go partying and.
You come out on occasion. I see you guys at events, but it's like not like some of the influencers where you see them like every single event they're there partying, you know, getting the free drinks.
Because London's scary. London's a scary place.
You've been together for a while now. What would you say is like a tip for people that are in relationships that want to keep like a healthy and like long lasting relationship?
Communication.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Communication. Like, open up to each other. I feel like a lot of people, especially in relationships, when something's wrong, they'll either turn to their best friend and kind of turn their backs to their partner. Whereas I think when you're upset, they're the most important times to actually talk together and help each other through. And even, for example, if something has happened, I don't want to make Will feel bad if he's upset me a little bit. But if I don't explain to him what's going on, we won't work through it. I think that communication is just so important. Yeah,
communication is so important because I feel like at the start of our relationship, we were kind of like, you came off the show. It's like the most intense that we was ever going to be. And if we didn't communicate, I think, well, in the first month or two, it just wouldn't have worked, sort of thing. And then that's why I think when we came off the show, we did isolate ourselves with just ourselves, because you're almost choosing your relationship or going out to all of these events and doing these things, sort of thing.
Almost like press or actual love.
Yeah.
Which I feel like so many people were saying you weren't compatible on the show. I remember when it was on, everyone was like, oh, they're fake.
Snap back at them now. Who's up and now, baby?
You're all out of your relationships. I think there's like two going strong. Yeah. I find it crazy how you guys are still together, and they were literally like, I remember there was a game or something whilst the show was on saying like you guys weren't compatible. How did that kind of make you feel when you was actually in there?
It was so weird because those same people, literally, I tell you, all day, every day, oh my God, you and Will were so cute. I wish I had something like you and Will.
I feel like it was copped out because we got voted by a few people just because of the distance thing. And the most ironic thing is, a lot of them broke up because Manchester to London is apparently too far.
Australia, man. Talking of that, how did it kind of feel adapting? Like, I feel like that life that you lived back there with the quads and everything, and now you're on a farm. Yeah. How was that for you, kind of making that decision to move over and change your whole life?
So it all happened so fast. I came straight off Love Island, and pretty much we actually had a bit of a choice. So you're on Love Island, we started dating, we were in a relationship, and then you come off and we're like, okay, we have to face the real world now. So we were in like a cast holding period. So when we came off the show, we had 3 days to just stay isolated. We didn't get our phones back. We were still in South Africa.
I did not know they did that.
Yeah, so we got to choose to either share a room or stay at a different accommodations. So we obviously, you had the choice, but I
don't even remember.
I was like, oh, I didn't care.
Or maybe they just gave me the option.
What the flip? Did they? I can't remember that.
We obviously said that we would share a room together.
Yeah.
And then so we kind of had like 3 days to talk with each other off camera and before we went back to normal life. And we were just like, what do we do? Like, do I just come to the UK and like live there? Or the producers also offered to fly me home. We actually had a flight booked for the week after Sun. So I'd stay in London till after Sun. But we were like, we need this time, like we need to stay together now if we want to make our relationship work. So I was like so homesick. I wanted to go home and see my family, but for our relationship I feel like it was so important that I stayed in London and we stayed together.
The commitment, man.
Yeah, we committed.
Wifey.
Yeah,
right
literally.
Here. When are you going down?
I do always
on
think
one
back
knee?
and be like, oh, if one thing had changed, like at the start, like as soon as I got home, I got Jessie back to the farm, and I was like, oh, if I didn't do that in the first week and she stayed in the hotel and we just like saw each other a couple of times, would we still be together, sort of thing. I always think back, oh, if one little thing was different, would it have all kind of like worked out?
Which is just crazy because like now look at you kind of thing compared to everyone else.
Right then.
And you've been to Australia. You've visited Jessie's family now. How many times have you been?
2 times now. 2 times.
Are
Yeah.
you going back this winter?
Hell yeah, their summer.
Yeah, our summer. So we've actually got my brother over from Australia. So he's never left Australia before.
Wow.
And he's been living with us for the past month, and he's still got a month to go, but we're trying to get him to like stay longer. So I think our families are kind of like gelling into one, which is good.
That's so cute. Oh, that's so nice that he's been here for so long as well. Like that's not a short period of time. 2 months to be staying
literally.
at like your boyfriend's. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
so
know.
lovely.
That's my brother.
He was
that
on the
is.
farm working with him yesterday. Like, they're so cute.
That is so cute.
We
I
got
love
a
that.
bromance going on. I spend more time with him in the house than I do
They're
with
always
Jessie at the
playing like
moment.
FIFA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
always
can imagine
gaming.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine them doing that.
It's so loud when you do it too. Like they act like they're actually playing the game, like in real life, like it means their life.
Yeah.
If they lose, they're like
It
so upset.
does. It does.
To be fair, I used to be a gamer girl, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, what are these boys doing? Because I used to be one of them. Fortnite was my life, so I agree. I used to like scream at my PS4, like beat up like my like thing in front of me. My cabinet was absolutely battered at the age of like 9, and my mum was like, "This is not healthy. Like, why are you like this?" But I grow out of that now. Now I'm a little bit
You
different.
guys can relate on that one then.
Yeah, no, yeah, literally.
I've been
I feel
trying to
like
get Jessie involved in the games as well. You played
Yeah.
Fortnite a couple of times with me.
Yeah, I just like run behind you though because they suck.
yeah, it is kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. But with the whole Australia, would you ever move there, or do you think like you're set in UK now?
I've got a plan. I really do.
Have you?
He
Yeah,
always
I
talks about his
100%
plan.
want to live in Australia. I feel like I can see myself settling down there.
I thought you really suited the Aussie life when you guys went.
Have you ever been to Australia?
I'm gonna go when I'm 18. I've been
Nice.
to
You'll
YouTube
love
about
it.
this. I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna do
Yeah,
it.
100% do. I just felt like when I was, you know, when you just go to a place, I just went to a place and I was like, me. This is me. I got there, just like real nice sun. The people there are just like lovely, just really great lifestyle.
Yeah.
I just think it's such an amazing lifestyle, and I absolutely loved it over there. And it's 100% somewhere I want to move. I don't think Jessie has a choice. I really wanted to move there now, but she got a 2-year visa here in the UK.
I was gonna ask,
Yeah.
how does that even work? So you just get a visa?
So Australia have a really good relationship with England. So like for me, it was quite easy to apply. It was a bit of a wait time, and obviously we were so stressed with the visa because if it did get declined, then that's when we would have been like, oh my god, what do we do? We've been dating for a year.
You're gonna have to figure something out, but that's just
Yeah.
so difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
But luckily it did get approved, and I can just happily live here for a couple years. So yeah.
And then when the visas run out, who knows
We've
what's
got
gonna happen?
Straight back to Australia as well. We're going.
Literally, let's
Yeah.
go. Oh my god. But on work side of things, have you got much going on? Obviously, like you go on quite a lot of brand trips. Will soon to be on some brand. We need to get you on some of the girl ones.
Oh my
Like,
god!
what?
Yeah, I've been to White Fox. I was a girl's girl for a trip.
Was you?
Yeah.
Which one did you go to?
Yeah.
We all had the most fun on the trip as well, I think. You were like,
Yeah.
you were
Which one was this? Not Mykonos.
No, LA. They
last
took all the
year.
girls and me. I was a girl's
Wow.
girl
Yeah.
to LA. Yeah, living my dream.
Wow, that is lush. Is there any more brand trips coming up with anyone, or
I don't
not right now?
I can't think off the top of my head. I don't think so.
There's been so many this year. I feel like they need a break.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Everyone needs to breathe for
Yeah.
next year. Do you know what I
I
mean?
know. I take full advantage of the brand trips. I go and have the best times. Some people are so serious about content and stuff. I'm like, no. You know what I mean? I'm here. Those free drinks. I'm a drink. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna enjoy the sun. So whenever we go on them, I come back so exhausted.
But yeah, you've got obviously a YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
So can we expect more on there?
Yeah, so we've had a little break from YouTube because do you know what? The minute the sun comes out, I am like, oh my God, I can't work. I need to be in the sunshine, having fun. So we've had a little break on our YouTube lately, but we've actually got so much content stored up. So
yeah, we just need to go through it. We've got so much content, but we just haven't got down to editing and getting them all sent off and everything like that. Which is, but it's coming. It is coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It's on the way back.
That. Yeah, no, definitely a bit of content. But we're going to play a game of pick and ick. I'm going to give you 3 topics. You're going to tell me your pick and your ick. Your favourite and your least favourite kind of thing.
Nice.
Starting off, your season of Love Island.
My ick of the season of Love Island was in the first 2 weeks, everyone got really bad tummies. Really bad tummies.
Bad.
And there was only 2 toilets in the villa. So it absolutely stunk. It was horrible.
It was
and
disgusting.
People were leaving messy toilets. That big ick, isn't it?
Yeah.
And,
wow.
And it was everyone had
no,
bad.
I was the only one that didn't actually.
Oh my god, Jessie says she didn't.
I
don't
literally was
believe
fine.
it.
No one would eat the food or anything, and I was like, okay, cool, more food for me, because everyone had sore bellies, and everyone was in the toilet the whole time. It was disgusting though.
Was the food nice in there?
You had chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's all they brought out.
I didn't eat the chicken.
Just different season chicken, I guess. It wasn't it? It was all just chicken, potatoes,
but
and
it was
chicken
like
rice.
2 weeks of it.
Yeah.
Everyone had that.
By the end of it, it was just like, we've had enough chicken.
I can't even think about like the bathrooms and stuff because it actually was like
that bad.
Just
by the end of
so
it,
bad.
last week, even when when everyone's parents came in, everyone was just stunk.
Yeah, all the parents said the villa is disgusting. Like they were like, it stinks, it's dirty, and we were like, we know.
Yeah.
We've been living here.
Yeah.
We've felt it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And what's your pick?
From the villa?
Yeah.
We'll see me and Jessie.
Okay, I was going to say, if you don't say that, I'm coming for
In
you.
the doghouse.
And would you say the same pick and egg, or have you got any other ones?
Yeah, I would say the only other ick is the fact that we didn't all form like really good friendships. I think that was really disappointing. Like when I went on Love Island Australia, we all became best friends and still stay in touch. But I think it was really kind of sad coming off that, and no one was friends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a very salty season. Not salty, like nothing happened.
It was a little bit salty afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
It was just low key salty in there. Like even at the lunchtime stuff,
For
I
sure.
just don't think. Some people did, but not everyone gelled, which was like, it kind of sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't like a group kind of thing. It was more individual couples came out of that.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Farm life.
All right.
Life on the farm's pretty chill, I think. I think people feel like there's always a lot of work to do, but it's like super chill. So my pro, I guess, what I love about the farm is all the animals. So all of these pet animals have like individual characters, which is weird but real nice. So they all have their own personality. That's probably my
Characters.
favorite. They are all the
They are
characters.
literally, they're all individuals.
They all play they're all characters on the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And what's your ick?
Jessie coming out on the farm to help and creating content, and then that's her help. She'll go, yeah, well, I'll help Will on the farm today. I'm like, where's the help?
Oh my god,
That's
I've
my
worked
ick.
some long hard days, thank you very much.
No, you have. You have.
And on the long hard days I don't get content, and the other days when I don't have to work I will get content.
yeah,
get the content,
come out and see the video. I'll be like, oh, so when did that happen earlier?
She scoops the poo for 1 minute and she's like, right, that's my edit.
My ick is like the jobs such as like having to shave the sheep's like pooey bums and stuff, because I do think like sheep poo has a very distinctive smell and you get it all over you like after a full day. You guys had it last night because they were working on the farm yesterday. I was like, oh, nasty. Get those clothes. Oh my god. And when he brings these dirty farm clothes in and like leaves them on the laundry floor.
I clear them up.
No, you don't. That's actually my ick.
We need to get some sort of like advert of like clothes washer so we can like get this like in the books.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
And my positive would obviously have to be the animals as well. Like we've got so many of them now. I just think
we've actually got a couple of Rees, so they're birds. They're birds.
Right.
Okay. We've got like 6 of them, and they've actually laid eggs. So we're going to have babies, and what basically happens, this is how the mating happens. It's really, really interesting. So the male will span out its arms and like take the females into the corner where they want to lay the eggs, and they'll basically trap these females here in their corner until they lay the eggs, and when they get 8 or 10 eggs, the male will then just go over to the eggs and they will sit on them for 50 days. They won't eat, they won't drink, they'll just sit on these eggs. And so it's the male, it's like seahorses, it's the males that looks after the babies and rear the babies.
Wow.
And they just sit on them for 50 days. How mad is that? And we've got 20 eggs at the moment that they're sitting on. down so we can have some baby birds.
That's quite cute. I don't even like birds, so that's quite cute.
But the males, when they're in mating season, are really scary because they walk around with, like, as Will just showed you, their wings right out, and they make this like weird dinosaur sound.
I feel like if I was there, I'd be like, what the hell is going on?
It's so scary.
scared.
Yeah, my dad's got attacked a couple of times from him. It's like telling us, and it's like really funny. These birds will like grab onto him, and he'll be on his own in the field, like going help, but then no one helps him. It's
Do you have
funny.
like bad experiences? Like, have you been attacked?
No, so the male rears are really protective of the females, so they like get their wings and protect them. So if you go near them, but obviously I'm not stupid enough to go near them. Like, why would I do that?
You just wouldn't, yeah.
But we have alpacas as well. Well, Will's mum has alpacas; they're hers, and they always chase me and come after me.
They don't. Jessie's just terrified of them. They're really friendly. You can go up, you can stroke them.
No, tell them what happened. One of them actually personally victimised me. It tried to mount me to mate with me.
They were mating season.
An alpaca, a giant alpaca tried to jump on me.
I'd be petrified, I can't lie.
I was crying.
I just love
It was
pigs.
not funny.
I'd go for the pigs.
Pigs are so
These
cute.
ones are beautiful as well. So you'll give them a little scratch on the tummy, and they'll like roll over. And like
You'd love the pigs. You can come to the farm and visit them.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Just, when I can drive next month, I will be driving my way around there. Like, where's the pigs?
Yeah,
I'll pick them up.
like-
You can put them in the back.
They're the
That's like my
sweetest.
dream. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I have an obsession
so
with them.
cute.
That is crazy. I love that. Last one, each other. Don't start an argument, please.
Yeah.
My ick.
The way he's going for the ick first. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
go
I'm
on,
like,
go
oh my
on.
god, what's he about to say?
My ick, we've had chit chats about this as well, and nothing's changed. Jessie's super indecisive, like to the point where I'm actually now doing what Jessie does, and she'll go, even to the point of dinner. Well, I'll just be like, what do you want for dinner? I don't mind. You pick. I'm now getting to the point where anything that has to be a decision, I'm like, I don't know.
It actually is so annoying.
Yeah, I'll just sit back and I do the Uno reverse card now. And I go, I don't know.
But
And
do you
we'll
know
just
what the
walk round.
issue with this? Because it backfires. Because I won't make a decision, so I'll just be like, okay, we won't have dinner then.
Yeah, so I lose. And this is like everything. And I'm like, you need to help me out. Because then I only feel this because I'm like, am I just doing everything I want to do? Or does everyone else want to do this? Or
No,
do
we
you
actually
wanna
had
do
a full
this?
serious chat about this the other day. We was like, I'm sick of you
was like-
saying you don't care. He's like, it makes me feel like I'm like the spoiled one in the relationship.
Yeah, I'm like, that's my biggest ick. Is Jessie just not, and
That's
it's
fair.
not
Indecisive.
changing. Yeah,
What's your pick?
absolutely everything. I think she's the girl of my dreams, and I love her to bits.
That was really sweet.
was
I'm
really cute.
intrigued now. I'm like, oh. Okay, that's good. What's your ick? Go on.
Okay, my ick for Will is when I'm in a calm mood. So I get hyperactive as well sometimes, but our hyperactive moods never cross over. So if I'm like trying to work or do something, you just come in and can't handle that I'm not matching your energy levels, and he'll come in and he just has to distract me in any way. Like, I'll be sitting there on my laptop, like it takes me so long to sit down and actually do work. I sit down and do work, and he'll just come pick me up and put me over his shoulder and just like distract me completely. I'm like, Will,
That's fun.
It's fun, but it can be stressful, I can imagine.
yeah, I'll be like, Will, I'm like, put me back on my seat. And then he just like will start being really playful. Like, he'll carry me, he'll turn my computer off, and I'm like, oh my God.
You get all frustrated.
Yeah,
So basically, Will's a wind up.
Yeah,
as we can
he's
tell.
a wind up, but I always laugh. And then my pick would have to be that, honestly, we spend 24/7 together, and we
Yeah.
don't get sick of each other, other than when you annoy me a little bit, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And like, we can work together, we live together, we do everything together. I love you. Like,
Are you
yeah.
on pose right now? What's going
Oh,
on?
shut
That was so beautiful, wasn't
I love
it?
you. Like, why am I here? I might as well give you the blooming mic. So this is just cute. But no, I think that's good. That was actually nice icks. I would have went in if that was like my ex or something. I'd have been
We
like,
can't give each other the ick. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
we can
I
give
don't
each
know.
other the
people
ick.
always say this to you, don't
Yeah,
they?
they
Like,
do.
why does Will not give you the ick? And Jessie was like, I don't know.
I don't know, because honestly, I used to get the ick really, 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 really easily. But since I met him, like, you can just not give me the real ick.
Good. I feel like I've done absolutely everything
You tried to give me the ick.
possible to give. If I haven't given the Jessie the ick by now, I just don't think I ever will.
No, maybe we're just like, it's just unclear.
It's just meant
you
to
know what I
be.
mean? It's just meant
Yeah,
to be. I
literally.
love that. But we're going to actually get listener questions now. So you guys at home can send me them in at Amy Charlize private story on Instagram. And we basically work through every week and answer them with the guests. So Ruby has said, who is the most famous person in your contacts?
Mine's probably Claudia Winkleman.
That is so random.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did. Do you want to explain why?
She came to the farm and we did film some stuff.
That is quite cool, but really
Yeah,
random. Do you know what I was not expecting
Yeah,
Claudia
she
Winkleman?
came to the farm. I had the alpaca mount her as well.
Oh, wow. I bet she loved that.
Yeah.
Probably traumatised and blocked your number without you realising.
Probably, yeah.
Jessie?
Hi.
I'm just gonna say Farmer Will.
Who is it?
I've got your number, but I don't know how.
Do I?
I think from the NTA's group chat there was.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
when I go on TikTok, it comes up from your contacts. And then I've got you as Farmer Will. And I was like, right, I would never put his name as that.
No one knows my surname though.
I don't.
Yeah.
No one
It's
does.
Young. Will Young.
Even it's got to the point where we've gone to an event and names, and I go, Will Young, and they go, you're not on the list. I go, but you've invited me. Like, you've invited me. I'm stood at the door. Like, what's gonna happen? And I was down as Farmer Will.
Wow.
Not my actual name.
But yeah, your name is on my phone. I actually have your, and I have yours, and I don't know how I have your numbers.
I don't know.
And
maybe-
it comes up. Must be group chats on
Yeah.
WhatsApp. I think there was
Yeah.
one about
That's
NTAs.
cute though. You can text me. And I
Thank
don't care if
you.
you have my boyfriend's number. It's fine.
Thank you. I would never do that. I
You're
literally
a
see
child,
Farmer
so
Will,
it's
and I was
fine.
like, why have I got his number? I was like, this is really weird. If Jessie saw this on my phone, she'd be confused.
I am so chill with that type of stuff though. I'm like, I trust yous.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
But yeah, Claudia
He's like
Winkleman,
he's
that is
literally like
random.
my father and my mother right
Yeah,
now.
we got
It's
you.
fine. When I go to Australia, they're going to take me round.
Oh my God, we
I've already
actually will.
asked.
Please come.
Please.
Hell
I'm going to come for winter
yes.
anyway, so you'll probably be there. I'm
Yeah,
going to come
done.
visit.
What? UK
Not
winter?
this winter, the next one, UK winter. I'm
UK
going to go
yeah,
for
so you're
Christmas.
summer,
I want to
yeah.
go on the beach on Christmas Day.
Done.
You're mad.
Done
mad.
deal.
And
Bikini on the beach for
weirdest
Christmas.
thing
Crazy.
about it, this is what I found. You're just on a normal Wednesday. Everyone should be at work, and the beach is packed. And I said, Jessie, what'd you guys do for work? Like,
Everyone
why
works
is
from
why is no one working? Like, what's happening?
Oh, I
this is
cannot
like
wait.
middle of the day.
I cannot wait. It's going to be so good. I can't wait.
Yeah,
to
it's
go.
so good. You'll love it.
Erin has asked, what is something you wish you'd done sooner? That's quite a broad question.
Oh well, I've done sooner. I don't know. I'm someone who believes that everything happens for a reason. Like everything that's happened in your life has paved to how you are now. So I don't know if I would have done anything sooner because then you would maybe not be in the position that you are in now.
No, that's a
Yeah.
nice
Do you know
way
what I
to put
mean?
it. Yeah. Just say anything?
I feel like for me, I wish that I stopped like worrying about my appearance and the way I look and kind of like my body image because I let that block a lot of opportunities and a lot of good times in my life. So I wish that I could go back and tell my younger self like that's actually not what matters and encourage myself to live my life a little bit more.
I like that.
Yeah.
Marnie says, what do you do to cope if you ever get stressed out? Turning your phone off really helps.
Yeah.
I never used to think it, but like getting in the bath and just sitting there or like watching something on YouTube just like switches my mind off.
100%. So one thing we do is we go for a walk without our phones.
Yeah.
So we take our Apple Watch or whatever, but like phones left at home, we go for a walk with each other, and then because your phone distracts you all the time.
Yeah.
Even if like you say open up your phone to look at an email or text your mom or text someone. Anything can pop up. You can see anything. You're so out of control of what can pop up on your phone.
Yeah.
So taking like an hour to go on a walk, get away from that, refresh your head, and just like get outside in nature. I just think that is like the best de-stressor for me.
I like that.
Yeah, I was really
like
bad
that.
at like dealing with stress before Jessie.
Really?
I just would go into a shell and just almost go silent. Do you know what I mean? Like I just wouldn't talk. It was just difficult. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like with the walks you can talk, and then it's actually better talking about what you're stressed about rather than not saying anything. That's what I've done.
Expressing your kind of feelings.
Yeah, because
That's
then
good.
then you go forefront on it rather than just not.
But even I know that not everyone has a friend or someone they can go for on a walk with, like Will
Yeah.
and I. I would always recommend to anyone that's stressed to journal because
Yeah.
I think when you put your mind, like your thoughts to paper, first of all, you get a little bit more time to realize and process your thoughts because thoughts come and go in your head for 1 second. But when you actually have to sit down and write a sentence, you've vocalized it on paper, and then you can also look back on it and see how far you've grown as well. I think journaling's like really good for stress too.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've got one last question to ask you guys, which is, what is your private story? Something that people might not know that's happened to you in the past, or, you know, something your followers are going to find out today.
My private story would be, and I don't think I've ever spoken like told anyone. Maybe in the book that I wrote, it mentions it a little bit, but I couldn't talk until I was like 10 years old. So it's actually quite funny when I look back at it now, but my parents were probably like terrified of like, of what was going on sort of thing. So I couldn't speak. I would just make noises and mumble and things like that. So I hadn't really had a conversation with my parents until I was like 10. And what's actually quite funny, like I would make these noises and mumble. My parents would have no idea what's going on. And then my brother would be like stood next to me and he would be like, he wants a biscuit. So I'd be like making these noises, parents not knowing what's going on, and my brother would like translate it sort of thing. But then I got like speech therapy, and like time went on and I learned how to speak. But
I think that's so nice though, because the amount of kids I see on TikTok that have that speech, like they can't get their words out kind of thing, and then they're kind of going through it now, and parents getting so worried of their kids. It's nice to know that you kind of got through it, and now I mean you don't stop talking.
I know, that's why I talk all the time. I'm like, I got 10 years to make up from. I got 10 years sort of thing.
But it's wild because Will does public speaking. He does speeches in front of like hundreds of people, and I just sit there, I'm like, oh my god, I cannot believe. When he told me that he couldn't speak for 10 years of his life, I was just like, that is just huge. You do what so many people like myself, I don't think I could speak the way you speak. You do it so perfectly, and it just blows my mind that.
If you actually listen, I do struggle a lot on words.
I don't think anyone notices.
I don't know, yes. I've never noticed.
Because you just waffle enough, like no one can notice.
No, but that's so nice. I actually really like that. That was a wholesome private story.
Yeah.
Jessie?
Okay. What are we going to do? So my one, I'm going to open up about this because I've seen you do it like on TikTok and with your book. So when I was in school, I actually also got bullied. And I remember one time, it was so horrible, they actually squished snails in my head, and I was really, really small in school. I've had a growth spurt, and they actually put me in a bin, and then that was really like sad. But then for the end of year, we had to stand up in front of everyone and say our highlights of the year, and one of the girls got up in front of the whole school, and I laugh about it now, and she said her highlight of the year was squishing snails in my head and putting me in the bin.
And the school allowed this?
She got in trouble, but I always like
How old were you? What school was this?
This would have been when I was like 12, but like I think as well.
You're actually old enough. It's not like
you're not even like
3 or 4 years old sort of thing. Yeah.
But even at that age, it's weird. But at the age of 12 that's horrible.
Yeah, I know, it was really bad. But I always think like that's what gave me thick skin. Like say going through Love Island, like even my sister says, I don't know how you go on television and stuff and push yourself like that. I'm like, when you kind of go through things like that in school, it feels like the world's going to end. And like when I was going through school, it was awful. But then I look how far I've come since school. And it's like if you kind of push through and stay strong and stay true to yourself, like there really is no limit of like how far you can go. So
that's so nice.
It sucks, but it's built me thick skin. So
no, literally same as me. Like we've been through the same thing, but thankfully that never happened.
No.
The worst I had was people like used to throw balls at my head.
So that's so horrible though.
They used to get rugby balls and net balls and knock them into my head when I was standing on a bench, so I fell to the floor.
Yeah, well, I saw your TikTok
when
you announced your book, and honestly, it made me so sad watching that. But the thing is, like, I know, like, you're such like a strong girl, and so many other people probably go through that.
No,
and like,
there's so many people. Like when I went to my meet and greets recently, you just see these girls like breaking down, being like, I've had the worst time at school. Like so many of them are getting homeschooled, like because they can't deal with the school impact and stuff like that. But like it's nice to know, and people listen to this and be like, oh, I wasn't alone.
And I feel like a lot of people that end up thriving and being really successful are people that push through that. Like it might feel like the world is against you at that time, but if you push through it, I'm telling you, like the amount of thickness and strength that you get from that, like
is amazing.
Exactly. It's fine. You won't have to worry about that when you're older.
No, definitely. I love them. They were so cute. Yay. That was like wholesome private stories. Like we'll overcome a lot. You've overcome a lot, and now look us. Look at us in here. But thank you guys so much for coming on. Honestly. So nice to have you guys. Yeah, definitely. And Australia is booked and ready.
Yeah, she's coming with us.
A year and a half and I'll be there, guys. Next other time you go, I'll be there.
We'll look after you there.
Thank you so much. My mum will be very reassured. No, she's got Will and Jessie looking after
got
me.
mum and dad
out
in Australia.
Phew, that's fine. That's what they can have them. They'll be like, you can have her. It's okay. But guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the pod. It's been so much fun. Make sure to subscribe to the show now on YouTube, as well as follow us on Spotify or your podcast app of choice. You can like, comment, and leave a review now. And we love hearing from you guys and getting your questions, stories, and dilemmas. So you can send them over on Instagram at Amy Charlize's Private Story. And you can also follow me on TikTok and also Snapchat now. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening. Bye.